Welcome back to another video. Today I will show you how you can play Pharah without any mercy pocket healing. It's a lot harder, but you can still win the game and help your team by playing more passive. Let's get in the video. As you can see, we're running Anna Brig on heals, Orisa Sigma's tanks and a Torbjörn as second DPS. So I will not get any pocket heals, and if I meet any hit scan I will have to play a lot more passive. I cannot be showing myself so much. So here at the beginning I'm just waiting a second to see if a fire strike is coming. It didn't come, so now I'm pushing with the team. And what I'm trying to do here is just help break the enemy shields because I have no pocket healing. And as you can see, they have hit scan, so I'm just trying to get some hits on the Anna there since she's busy healing. I see they have a tracer, but I cannot really chase her with no pocket, so I still have to stay in the back and just support my tanks. Now some people on the team usually don't like me playing Pharah passively. They might complain if you do, but even if I would go around the map and flank alone and get a kill or two, you can see my team has already lost, so I would have anyway died and we would have to reset one way or the other. Now you want to just stay back, do not get picked off, wait for your team to get fully regrouped. Now when they are getting regrouped, I go up again, try to get some free shots at the Anna. Before she notices you, you can shoot 3-4 rockets, that's just free ult charge. I boop down the tracer there, and the turret does end up getting the tracer, thanks to the Torb. Now I'm just, like before, staying with the tanks, trying to help break the Rhine shield. I try to avoid the Macri ulti, I don't, but you can see I survive with 1 HP, which is very lucky for me. I'm still staying with the tanks here, they do nano, so I'm gonna use a boop here, try to get the Rhine to back off. Unfortunately, the Rhine sees this opening and shatters my team, and at this point we've lost the second team fight, and there's no point in really going and chasing anyone. You just want to regroup again, be a full team. We end up managing to push the Rhine back though, even though we are only 3 players, the tank, Anna and me. Now we're starting to regroup, and like before you just want to keep pushing that shield on the enemy Rhine. The Tracer used a bomb, it failed, which was very good for us, and you can see I'm very close to barrage just by having shot the shield for 2 fights. I go here and try to help with the Tracer since she's being annoying, and I decide I'm just gonna go surprise the enemies here. You can see that barrage went pretty bad, could have gotten a kill extra if I had gone a bit earlier, but I just went on gut feeling, it wasn't really planned there. So I'm back from spawn and my team won the fight. Now when they are coming out from the spawn, you want to pressure them as much as you can here from the high ground. It's a good place for cover, and you can try to boop them down in the water from the bridge. I do not boop anyone, but I get a pick here helping defend the point. Now we're just gonna shoot the enemy tanks, and you can go above if you want to try to get the hit scan. They rarely look above here in the middle of a fight. You can see they are completely busy doing other things, and I got the Anna and helped finish the Macri there. So we won the first point, and one thing you want to avoid if you want to climb in ranks, don't sit on the payload and just wait for the next fight to start. You want to be going forward, trying to get ult charge and pushing, you know, even though the payload is still at the bridge far in the back, we're already pushing them, we got a pick and we're getting ults up ready for the real actual fight. The fight where we're gonna try to, you know, go 6 against 6. But it's important to remember, if your team is not backing you up like the Brig is healing me here, if you go too far alone in a low ranked game, you might just get picked off because the enemy might realize, why is there a Pharah completely alone so far. So the fight is about to start, and as you can see my position is in the back. I'm just waiting for all the ultimates to pop off. Any moment they will. You saw the Rhine used Shatter, we are using Nano, and you can expect the enemies to use a lot of ultimates as well at this point. So I'm staying back, playing a bit passive, with getting some picks, and now you can push without any problems when the ultis have been used, and there's not really anything other than the hit scan that can kill you. So we end up taking the second point, and since I did not use my barrage last fight, I'm now looking for a way to use it, and on this position you can go above the roof here, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. And like always, if you get 2 picks with barrage and you die, that's a good trade with Pharah, and that's exactly what I get here. You can see I get Anna and Ash, and my team is able to push up after that and win and clean up the rest of the team. I'm back from spawn and I see a tracer coming here on the side. She's trying to flank, so I decide I'm gonna go for her because she can do a lot of problems to my healers. She disappears and I just stay with my team. You can see at team fight started, they use a lot of ultis and we have lost, so you just wanna back off now and regroup with the team. So the team is almost regrouped. You can see I use the cover of this wall to shoot rockets through the openings. This way they cannot hit me with the hit scan or if they have a widow, and I am still getting ult charge all the time. So you do not want to just stand and do nothing. The fight begins, my team pops a lot of ultis, and like before, since I don't have pocket hits and I know there's a tracer behind, I might as well help my healers deal with her. And as you can see, it does end up working because Brig joins me and we both chase down that tracer and the Brig ends up getting a final blow on her. Unfortunately, the team loses the fight and we both lose a lot of people, both teams. So just regroup now and we go again. Come back, Brig. So we have regrouped once again. We have lost now about 2 or 3 team fights and we are still trying to push. You don't ever give up even if you lose many fights. We get an Ashe here, you can see. We lose a Brig. A lot of ultimates are starting to get used like before, and basically the team fight is lost in a few seconds. So we regroup and go again. Unfortunately we don't manage to regroup completely, and we fail capturing the 3rd point, which is pretty bad. But it's not lost even though we didn't take the 3rd point. We are back now on defense, and what you want to do as Pharah here is you want to try and get a boop on the enemy team from the bridge. Look here on the left, see if somebody's coming. If that's nobody, then you go and try and boop at the bridge. My boop fails, don't get anyone, but it's good that you keep trying. And I see an opening where I can go on the Anna since they are so busy. I end up picking her off, and at this point we can win the team fight quite easily. We have 2 picks and you can see they are backing. You can see I get hit by the rock and I almost get picked off here. Fortunately my healers are so good. So now before the enemy team makes their 2nd push, you wanna check out here, see if there's anyone you can boop. I try booping the McCree there, but somehow he does survive. And I have to keep this in mind because he might come flanking on the left again. I look for another boop opportunity. This one fails also, but you gotta keep trying. The boop doesn't cost you anything. So I'm still trying to break the enemy shield. Since I don't have pocket, you don't wanna go on crazy missions alone unless you really know what you're doing. Now I'm just trying to push that Orisa back, and most of the time you just wanna help your tanks break the shield. You can do a lot of damage as Pharah, and leaving your tanks alone here might mean that the enemy's tanks pushes your team faster. This is actually good because now you can see that the hit scan, if they have any, cannot go through this choke. I'm getting tons of ult charge. I booped the Orisa back and I'm almost ready to barrage here. This is a great position to barrage if I get it. And as you can see, I got barrage now and I can just go and barrage. I get the nano, the Anna sees where I'm standing, and I can just boop in now and finish whoever's left basically. So we win that team fight, and now we wait for the next team fight. So like before, you wanna go up here, see if you can boop anyone. My boop fails again, but I'm now trying to break the enemy shields. They have double shields, which is very powerful. And you can see a tracer is flanking. I try to get the Rhine forward with the boop, but he manages to stay. And I'm just trying to get ult charge and harass them from above. Our Sigma does a big ultimate, and I decide I'm going for the Anna since the enemy team is busy. I end up not finishing her off because the Brig heals her, and the fight is basically lost now. So when you get back here, you wanna spam that enemy Rhine shield. You wanna help your team just to make them back behind the payload. I go above here because I have a barrage and I try to use it on the McCree. However, the McCree was ready, he was already expecting me to come there. So I get the bad spawn. You just wanna go back now, don't get picked off. And you wanna regroup with your team. And when you're full team, you can go push again. As you can see, a tracer is trying to pick someone off here. She overextends and doesn't notice there's a McCree behind me. So together we pick her off. This is great, they are only 5 now. And we're in a good position to start pushing them now. And as you can see, the double shield go up against me when I try going above. So I go below instead and just spam missiles in the rocket. I attempt to boop the McCree there away, but it does not work. The railing saves him to stay still. And you can see I'm still trying to break those shields. You want to do this because sometimes you might have a hero like a Tracer or Genji who cannot really break shields like you as Pharah. And if you don't do it and the Genji doesn't do it, you're basically gonna lose every shield fight because the enemies will break shields a lot faster than you. So I'm back from spawn and I see my team is fighting them. So you just wanna join in, get the Rhine. He gets nanoed, so no point in focusing him. Go for the Ana instead here. I tried to get a pick, but the McCree was behind. I did not see him. Fortunately, we do end up winning the fight. So I'm back with my team, and the enemy team is going to push now. I have barrage ready, so you want to go above this wall here. Unfortunately, you will get 2 picks. You can see the barrage was extremely good there. However, the Sigma did hear me. He had his sound on, and you can see he turns around very quickly to stop it. So we end up losing that second point, and now we are very close to losing because they only have to push it up to the gate here. Now you just wanna, like before, break the shields. I still don't have any pocket healing, so I have to play more like a Junkrat. And you can see, like always, all ultimates start at the same time when the fight begins. You wanna stay back then as far if you don't have pocket heals. And when the ultis have been used, like now, they've used 4 of the ultimates. You can start to push up and try to get some kills. Unfortunately, we have lost a lot of people, and I am really close to barrage. And at this point, you should use the ulti. If you can get a pick or 2, that's really good in an even fight like this. My barrage is really bad, but I do get the Ana. That's 1 healer less for them. And in an even fight like this, 1 pick can do a lot of difference. You can see my team end up winning that fight, and we're in a good position.
Nice.
We can push them, I think.
Don't see 9.
As you heard that exchange, I told them to push because when the team is really stressed out, they push up, split up. So as you can see, we pushed and met them in the staircase. They have no chance of regrouping or contesting. Like you saw, that was a difficult game because they had hitscan the entire game and I had no pocket healing. Fortunately, I could still help my team, even though I did not have a lot of heals. I just play more passive and try to use cover as much as possible. And you will get games like this from time to time, but it doesn't mean you're a bad Pharah. Thanks for watching.